Hello, hello. Welcome back to Satisfactory. I'm going to try to stream a little bit more because I want to actually make progress and not just play 2 hours every 2 weeks. But if you missed last stream, we got a little bit of a road built here. We can now drive directly from this area all the way up to the Caterium factory that is not currently operating because I don't have all of my connections finished on that. We also built a little tiny factory for our space elevator parts. We got all of the third part done, and we're in the process of getting the second ones done. And then after that's done, we'll make the smart plating because that is probably the easiest one for us to get done. And I want to do that last. So, let's go say hi to the Garys, see what they're up to, and then we're going to jump right on in. I don't have a ton of time tonight, but I did want to do something. Gary 1 has nothing. Gary 4 has some concrete for us. Thank you, Gary 4. Gary 2 has nothing. And Gary 3 doesn't seem to want to let me... There we go. Ooh. 8 heat sinks. Thank you, Garys. So we'll put the heat sinks in our little container over here. Provided I have space, and I do. There we go. All right. We also put in the dimensional depot, and I've started manually uploading. That's what all this is, and then we can also just here pop in some more of these things. There's not really a limit to how many different stacks of stuff we can put in, but you just have to wait for that to go up. I'm trying to have as much in the dimensional depot as I can in terms of variety so I can actually, you know, do stuff without it being super annoying. I think screws definitely should be in the dimensional depot, so I'm going to put a stack in there. And I think for what we're looking at right now, I'm going to want to evaluate the situation there. I don't want to go until I'm sure I'm going to start building something, though. I was going to unlock, as soon as possible, the Mark III power poles, and then this one right here that you can't see right now is the daisy chaining advanced power connectors. So I have 200 of the steel pipes. I have some amount of high-speed connectors in my storage here. If I have 50, I can just go ahead and research that. I have 26. So that's not going to cut the mustard. Let's try... Oh, I don't even have the recipe unlocked for that yet. Okay, so maybe we're not going to do that. Well, that complicates things just a tiny bit. We should probably go ahead and set up a truck terminal so that we can at least have this thing going back and forth, getting us Caterium quickwire so that we can either use it or put it into the awesome sink and get some coupons. We'll see what happens. I've got some concrete in there. We need to get some coal so that we can actually run this thing, and it's going to be a little bit more stable with that instead of having to craft all this biofuel all the time. So, wait, does this not actually... Oh, it has 8 in there. Okay. This might only be enough for us to get over to where the coal is, and I don't actually remember. That's iron. I think that was... Yeah, deuterium. This is where the steel area is. There is a coal node over there. There's coal over here because that's where a power plant is. But this might actually be easier to get to just because of, you know, the terrain up here. That's where the SAM is, and that was iron over there. Hello, everybody in chat. I see we're making up fake stories again. Let's see. You got jokes, huh? All right. I'm going to go ahead and drive up here. This thing does not corner very well. Okay, so I eventually am going to continue the road coming up this way, but I have to get materials to build stuff. And right now this seems to be fine as it is. So I've got a decent amount of quickwire. I'm going to go ahead and grab this and put this in the car. just so I can not have to worry about that later. Got a decent amount of storage. But from here, you look out that way. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe if we came over here. But you can actually see where all of the steel is. Way off that way. Kind of blocked by this rock here, but it is over there. So we'll have to get over there to get some coal. I don't know if there's an actual... that's not the right one. That's also not the right one. Which... was it, E? No. There. No, T is the most... Why can I not remember? V? There it is. Okay. If there's a closer coal node, I'll just go to that, but I think it's probably going to be over here. Would be my guess. Okay, that's where we have... Yeah, that's our power, and then that's... Oh, okay, there's extra nodes over there. Pure nodes. Oh, I actually haven't started harvesting off of these yet. Well, I know what I currently have set up is mostly being used by that power plant, which we also have to expand. But, seeing how this is probably a little easier to get to, I think we'll just do that. We got some time. Ah, yes! The thing doesn't want to move again. Alright. This is the most annoying thing when this happens. So now I have to rebuild this, and I have to get the, oh, of course I don't have the materials, because when I demolish this, it puts a dismantle crate somewhere, and I don't know where that somewhere is. It's a very annoying glitch that seems to happen here quite a lot. I'm gonna have to go down here. I don't see where the crate is. After I yeet that thing from existence, I think it just vaporized all my stuff that was in there. So I don't know what possibly could have happened with that. That's actually extremely annoying. Well, what else can I do? Didn't they show up on the map? The crate? Well, that's a completely different crate. It vaporized my whole... Alright, that's... Alright, that actually makes me mad. That is very, very annoying. I don't know why that's happening. It's like the third or fourth time I've had to get that thing removed and rebuilt, except now I can't rebuild it because it ate my stuff. Ugh. So I need modular frames to be able to do that, to rebuild this thing. And I don't have that many modular frames because I put most of them into the space elevator parts. I'm going to just send this quickwire where it needs to go to make stuff. I guess I have to just go ahead and build one of these. I don't have any fuel for it either. That's the most annoying part. So that is going to be very annoying. Alright, well, I guess I have to just do it. Need to find something I can... 'cause I can't even use my chainsaw to cut anything down because that takes the fuel that got vaporized with the car. Okay, where can I even go? I guess down here. Or just scavenge like it's the day we dropped out of the pod, huh? Just do this the very slow, annoying way. See why I want coal so bad? So I can run this thing? Well, really oil's the way to go with this. But as you know, it just takes time. It's not a very fast process. Trying to remember exactly how much of this I need to have a full stack of the biofuel logs, but I don't remember. I think for where we are now, this is probably about as good as I'm going to get. So... plan for today is to get the quickwire factory actually working, which is, once again, not going to be a very fast process, but it is what it is. Alright, hope you like listening to the clanging sounds of making biomass, because that's about what we're going to do for the next couple of minutes. Don't you have a buttload of coal up near the big hog that you tried to turn into a pet unsuccessfully? Yes, actually. But I don't have a thing on it, so I would have to build a separate set of stuff, and that is not something that I really want to do quite yet. Probably the better thing for me to do is to extend the roadway all the way to the steel area, and then divert some of that coal to refuel it when it goes up there. We will see. Why don't I just go mine it, upload it, and then always have it on hand, because it will go through coal faster than that makes sense. And the tractor will not automatically pull coal out of your inventory. It can only pull based on what it has. And it can be refueled at truck stations if the truck station has it. So there is a actual method to this. In theory. Remember to drink water, it's good for you. We're almost there. Just got a little bit more of this, and then we'll be done with the clinging for at least a little while. No, I don't need to clog up stream with story time. I rode a bunch of trains, had a nice time, and I came back. That's about it. Ate a lot of cheap food. Got really, really mad at the state of public transit in the United States, and saw how good it could be if this country cared about it, and then decided I wasn't going to let that control my life, and moved on. That's probably the easiest way to summarize it. But now the problem is, anywhere else I go for the purpose of riding trains recreationally is probably not going to be able to live up to it. Which, that is kind of an annoying thing. But, oh well. It's also expensive. I probably can't do it again for a while. Let's go to... Before we get crazy here. Let's queue up a bunch of these. I also haven't made a... what's the... I haven't made curves on the highway thing. And I'm not exactly sure what the best plan for that would be. But I'm going to just take a guess here at what I'm going to want to build. And then see about what I can do to get that done. Blueprints are great, except for the part where they cost things to build. And... alright, come on. I don't want this to be all the way out there. I just want to... Oh, yeah, I don't have nearly enough stuff. So, the crystal oscillators for these blueprint recipes are for the signs, and I don't necessarily have to have those. But to build it, I do have to have those. I don't have to keep the signs. So if I've got another 9 crystal oscillators, which I do not, then that would be... That would be easy. So what I could do instead of that is I could just not build 2 of the ones with the utility corridors and then just replace them later. But encased industrial beams, I'm pretty sure are also for those, based on the numbers. So I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to remove all of the utility access ones. Yeah, see, that's more like it. That's more like it. I can always just take a thing out and replace it. But now, if I know I have to have that much concrete, iron rods, and quickwire, then I am going to be in a good spot because I know where to go to get all of those things. So I will just take another stack of this out. Iron rods I should have in spades. Maybe I don't. Ah, there it is. Yeah, so now I've got 1,000 of these. I only need 980. I'm going to get another stack because I'm going to have to make power poles. Concrete is the thing that is going to be the biggest pain in the butt because I do not have any extra concrete. And all of my extra concrete that I had was in the trunk of the car when it got vaporized by the game because the game hates me. So, what we'll need to do That's not how you drive the car. We'll need to go and get more. And the last episode, last stream, I said I was going to fix the concrete before it became a problem, and I did not do that. So you can understand now that the frustration I am experiencing is immense, and I really should take the time to do that, but I probably still won't. I've got the ability to just pop this in. I got 3 whole stacks. I'm just going to take all these. So I know that if I have all of this, I've got 2,838, and I need over 1,000 more to build all of these things. Why is it holding so many messages in chat? That's why. Okay. Highways in Japan do have fewer lanes. They're also toll access, a lot of the expressways are. And the speed limits are really low. It's actually very funny being on limited access roads with a 50 kilometer per hour speed limit. Japan's land area is roughly the size of the eastern seaboard of the U.S. They just have a lot more mountains, yes. Very, very much more dense. They do a lot of tunneling for road and train construction. And it's actually really interesting watching construction stuff go up there. But I digress. Who got blocked? You! With what you were attempting to say in chat, YouTube decided to censor you. So, I'm going to go up here and see if I can increase production speed because okay, that was a bad choice. I do not want to sit here and wait for another 20 minutes for enough concrete to get made. And we need to make more of it anyways, so this, thankfully, is not going to be a complicated thing. I think this is an impure node. No, it's a regular node. Okay. It's putting out 60 per minute. This is using 45. I can easily just overclock this to get to 60 per minute, which is what that thing can put out. I don't want to overclock too much stuff because I don't have enough power to really compensate for that. So that's making 20 per minute. And this actually doesn't have to be connected. This doesn't have to be connected to anything, is it? It's not even connected. Alright, well that solves that problem with the annoying noises. Yeah, I guess I should check what my, ooh. Yeah, so it is right up against the maximum production right now, but we do have batteries that we put at the steel site, so it should level off decently enough. Caused an extra 2 megawatts of consumption when I overclocked that one machine. So now this is making 20 per minute, which is not going to be enough. But for me to do what I need to do here, it's going to be kind of annoying. Can I just upgrade this to a Mark II? Okay, I don't... Oh, I need another 2 portable miners, and then I need 10 case industrial beams. Well, I will tell you what we're going to do. Let's put an equipment workshop here. So I can make another 2 portable miners, which do stack, thankfully. And then, if I have any encased industrial beams, which I don't think I do... oh, I'll tell you what I can do is I can get this condensed a little bit. I'm not going to worry about this one thing of hog remains. That seems like kind of a stupid thing to take up a slot for. So, encased industrial beams, I do not have concrete. I can just grab concrete off of the... What do you call it here? None of it's being stored in there. That's fine. I think I only need... What do I need? 10? I need 10 to make this thing? No, I need 6. Alright. That is... unfortunately a very annoying thing to have to wait for. Do I stream on Twitch? I have a Twitch I have not streamed on it in years because the last time I attempted to stream on it, Twitch decided that it didn't want to let me do it. Like, hardware issues, not, like, banning or whatever. And I keep telling myself I'm going to do it again, but I end up running out of time, and YouTube takes precedence over basically anything else. So, why is this? Alright, this is officially annoying. I'm going to just... Oh, I don't have room for it. Never mind. Don't be like me, kids. Figure out a way to do stuff that isn't completely stupid and then actually stick to it. I got so many screws, I don't need to worry about it. I need to make encased industrial beams. So I can upgrade this to a Mark II so I can have more stuff without it being a problem. What was the... 10 of these. Okay, that's what I thought. Just wasn't quite sure. Do I have... No, I do not. Alright. So I'm tired of waiting for this, so I think I will just make concrete out of... Not enough space in inventory. Okay. I should get more inventory slots. That's what I should do. Can underclock 2 and use less power for the same output. When we replace the constructors, we may end up doing that, but right now I just want this to start making stuff faster so I can continue doing what I need to do. I think I'm also missing crucial cultural context, to be perfectly honest with you. 1-for-1 replacement. And now that is going to... How much power? Oh, this uses 3 times as much power. Okay. Let's take a brief moment here and very slightly reconfigure this. Because this is kind of an abomination, if we're being honest with ourselves. Let's just get that disconnected. Okay, so I've got this coming out here. It's going to make me 120 per minute. The constructor is only going to consume, if I don't overclock it, I think 45 per minute. So I need to have technically 3 and some whatever, but I can make 4 and I can underclock them. So just make it go down. But it's already up here. You got to understand the default thing here is for me to do things in ways that are frustrating. You of all people should understand this. You've been around a while. If I'm going to put 4 of these, do I have enough room to the side? Yeah, technically no, but if I am going to commit to the bit, and what I can do is I can have 1, 2, 3, I can have 4 of the... Ooh, hello. Ah, I don't have the concrete, of course. Do I have... I do. I can just make it. Turn the miner around and then use a conveyor lift. Yeah, I could do that. I might not, but I could. Okay, I've got 1 limestone left. I will not be using that, so that can go away. So, for me to stand on this, I try not to build things that are going to overhang too much, just because I think it looks really stupid. So, in this specific instance, if I want 4 wide, I'm not going to get it doing this. I could basically only get it... the reason why this is where it is because it aligns to the world grid. I could just, you know, move it slightly so I could get 1 more in here, but then it wouldn't be aligned and then it would be annoying later. Climbing is a bother, but consider, if I make all the concrete up here, then I just pipe the concrete down there. That is substantially less annoying. So guess what? We are going to rotate this. If I go this way, that is straight, right? Yes. If I go that way, then I can turn it around and I can actually have this whole thing get used in manifold format, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, this shouldn't be that big of an issue. It'll just overhang slightly, but it's not going to be, you know, ridiculous looking. Okay, so let's do that. Now over here, I can have this all belted into the same general spot. I just need 4 constructors. And if I pop one of them here, I can feed it in from this side, out from this side, and keep it all nice and organized. And that is basically exactly in the middle. Get that to concrete. I don't have any alternate recipes for concrete or anything yet. But I will at some point, assuming we can get time to do other stuff. Alright, so this is going to be a pretty basic setup, but it's going to be a huge improvement over what we had before. And it is going to just be monumentally easier. Let's climb up here and get this situated with some mergers on this side. And you can actually get these a lot closer than you think you can if you are careful. So if that one is going to go there, that one can go there, and that one can go there. Remember that these are only going to put out, what, 15 at a time, so you can just get away with having every single one of these be connected exactly the same with the Mark I conveyors. And then you have 60 per minute, which still isn't a lot, but it's going to be just fine. And it's actually not going to be 60 per minute because I'm not going to be able to feed it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to feed it the whole 180 unless I overclock the miner. Which, considering that I want to have as much concrete as I can, I think I might as well just do to get that to make 180. So to get this to 180, I've got to go to 150%, which is going to consume more power. But that's going to, overall, I think, be well worth it. Alright, I liked actually being able to see what I was doing when I was building, so I'm going to climb up here. Anybody up here who's going to be a problem? No? Okay, good. Then I can just get another splitter set up, which that should be input there. And then I don't need a splitter for the last side, but these are 45 each. What in the world? Okay. These are 45 each, so I'm going to have the faster things. Going into the machines, no, that's fine with the Mark I. But coming out of here at 180 is firmly into Mark III belt territory. So we will do that, except that should not look stupid. There we go. We can go straight mode. And then, of course, 180 minus 45 is still more than a Mark II belt can do. So that has to be a Mark III. And then, in theory, I don't have to go back down to a Mark II for this, but I will. Just so it's balanced just a tiny bit more. Here's the output here is still only going to be 60, so this can just be a regular Mark I. And, because of how this is set up, for me to do what I want to do, I'm going to put in a wall. I'm going to make a wall hole, probably on the edge of this, so it clears everything I want it to clear. We'll do Mark I conveyor. Once again, straight mode is completely broken, so default mode it is. And we have to wire everything up because I do not have the correct Mark III stuff yet. I will just make a single Mark II and put it probably right about here. It's going to be a super ugly setup in terms of power routing, but it is going to be okay. We will survive. That goes there, and then finally the last connector goes there. And this will all turn on, and it will complain that I'm using too much power, but that is fine. I got 41% in the batteries. It'll even out eventually. But that is going to get us, 90% of the way we want to go. Jump down here, don't die. Mark I lift all the way down. And then all I've got to do is connect to that. And suddenly we have better concrete distribution. At the cost of maybe a little bit of our sanity. Yeah, I gotta unlock the daisy chain stuff. So the thing about power is coal power is really annoying, and I generally do not like setting it up. So I'm probably going to wait until I get to do too much. I'm going to wait until I have fuel available. Famous last words after jumping off a cliff, don't die. I mean, generally it's a good policy. Mark 1 minor overclock to 200% uses less power than a Mark 2. Really? But I do want the 180 per minute, which the Mark 1 overclock to 250% would not give me. That would only give me 250%, would give me like, what, 150, I think? I think that sounds right. Because you'd only get another... Yeah. So once these all spool up, that should just be non-stop, since it'll be 60 per minute, and that's the capacity of the belt, but we'll get there when we get there. Let me just grab all these real quick, since I'm already here. Which I know that's not really enough. But it will get us most of the way we want to go. In terms of where we are, if we want to go to the steel area, we have to go back this way. And then across here, down here, across this, and then get to there. We want to build the road all the way over there, and I'm going to have it just go straight past here. And then probably just do a 90-degree turn if I can. But the important thing was that I had enough to build the elevated normal highways, and the slopes, of course, are a little bit different. So we'll see what happens. And I should also stress that absolutely none of this is going to be the correct way to play the game. I just, I'm just going to do what I can do. Since we are over here, I'm going to grab a stack of wire, since I know I need that. Cable, I'm sorry. Wire and cable are, in fact, different things. And probably wouldn't hurt to keep a stack of cable and a stack of wire in the back of this thing. And a stack of steel beams. Okay. Interested in why the container is in that specific spot? Because that's where I put it. That's basically it. Eventually it's going to be belted over here when I build more storage, but for right now it's just there because it was there. We will have to come back to get more concrete. That is not a right now problem. What is a right now problem is what the Garys have going on. So, let's go see. Gary 1's got some cable, thank you, Gary. Gary 4's got some cable, thank you, Gary. Gary 2's got some concrete, thank you, Gary. And Gary 3, perpetual hider that he is, has 13 modular frames. Thank you, Gary. Very topical, necessary things. It's like they have ESP or something. So what we're going to do here is we're going to check on the supply of our materials for making the, what do you call it? Okay, so cable's down there, and nothing is up here because that is all of my modular frames. No, I wasn't pulling out the rebar gun for the Garys. I was changing to this so I didn't accidentally kill them. The modular frames are a component of these versatile framework pieces, and I currently have more than enough to do most of it. I think I got about 2/3, and I'm going to need to keep some of them to build other things I want to build, so we'll come back. It's probably going to run out of materials once we get to about 750 or 800 of the 1,000 produced. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. We are going to go up the road here, and we are going to continue building from the end. And some of these I will have to remove to replace with utility corridor access with the signs and all that, but right now I just want to get as close as I can to the steel. The miner researchers that send the big toilet fan into the sky. Well, see, to get more of those, we have to have... I can't show you from down here in the car. We have to have the new space elevator parts done before I can do any more of those. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to, since we are here, I'm going to make myself a one blueprint-sized temporary pad here. Turn on zoop mode. So that I don't have to tear out a whole blueprint later. What I'm supposed to be doing here is I'm supposed to be building one that has like a cutout in the side where we can pull into this area and load up the things. But I haven't designed that yet, so I just wanted to make sure before things got too crazy that I had that taken care of. Now, building straight across here over this kind of, it's not really a swamp, is it? But over this area is going to, if we go too far, require another slope. I'm pretty sure if I go out this way and then make a turn, I can get to this area without it being a big deal, and I don't have to go up anymore. I'd like not to go up anymore. So I'm going to go up to maybe about here, and then turn. Again, I haven't designed the curved parts of the roadway system yet, but we'll just 90-degree angle and call it a day for right now. The AI won't block you if you don't say things that it doesn't think are appropriate. We want blueprint auto-connect. Which this will not do because I don't have... Okay. Alright, so you remember all that stuff I said about we're going to not bother putting in foundations or the blueprint here? I have to put a blueprint in here so it can auto-connect, but then I can remove it. Correct, it's not a blueprint. We're gonna fix that. Blueprint auto-connect. Fun fact, blueprint auto-connect will work with railway things, and it will auto-connect the rails to the next iteration of the blueprint. Which is going to be really nice at some point. Missing concrete. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Let's grab a couple more stacks of concrete. We will absolutely need to go back and get more, like I said. For now, this is the best I can do. So we're just going to keep on going. As much as we can. There will be trees that have to be removed, but so far, this is about as good as we can do. We do need to connect these power things here. Once we have daisy chain power, then I don't think it's going to be quite the same. But we don't currently, so we do have to abide by what we have available. Okay, that's going to go there. I just need to make sure that these all get connected because when the sun goes down, we will have all of our lights, which is going to look quite nice. Alright, just a couple more of these. And then don't forget that one of these blueprints is going to go away. In fact, I think it might actually be the one I just connected. Why is this not connected up here? Is this isn't the one that was connected on the underside, was it? No. Okay, that's connected, and then... Oh, this is the one that was going to go away. That's right. Okay, dismantle mode, blueprint. And this is the one I wanted to go away. Alright, so you can see kind of the theory of the design here. I thought that was kind of a neat thing. But now I'm going to just connect these. We'll string the wires appropriately. Come on. There will just not be streetlights in this intermediary section because I haven't. Whoa, no. Okay. That wasn't smart, and now I have to. Now I have to figure this out. All right. Let's get that connected there, and I guess I'll just build a little ladder because this will probably happen again. I can almost guarantee it's going to happen again. Yes, daisy chain does have to be researched. I mean, I understand why. Like, it does make sense why they keep that locked behind stuff, but doesn't make it any less irritating. Let's grab the rest of this. And then drive to the end. figure out where we want to make our turn, and go from there. That stopped a lot faster than I thought it would. Alright, so our position relative to where we want to be. I think I want to go maybe another 2 blueprint segments up. Let's try that. And then, yeah. So get to the end of that is going to put me at... Oh, hey! This is our... No, this is not... I think this is regular iron. So what might happen here is this becomes a factory for something else that we can just bring into the side here. This is probably about where I want to turn anyway. So if I turned roughly here, then I could avoid this. Where are we? Yeah, so what I will do, I think what's going to make sense. Remember, I have to put in my, what's the term I was looking for? I have to put in my actual curved road thing that I haven't really designed yet. And I'm pretty sure for the tractors, they can get by on a 4x4 spot. So what I will do is I will actually accommodate that. And we'll call this... I know this isn't going to fit in the current blueprint designer that I have because it's only... Wait, no, it totally will because it's 4x4. Alright, this is what we're working with. From here, I'm going to have to put in a blueprint, and I don't know. It's not going to want to connect right because I put the stubs for the legs on the bottom of this. So if I want this to actually connect right, I'm going to have to... be very careful about how I put this in because it has to be nudged. Alright, come on, let's go H... That is not the right spot. Control it halfway over. I think this is going to be about what I have to do. This lines up perfectly there. What is the... Is it page down to lower? Yes. Okay. And it will let me... Is that... I can't walk on because it's not built yet. Okay, that needs to be moved. There we go. That is what I need. Right there. So we'll call that our 90-degree turn. That will leave me space over here to build an actual factory without being in the way of the road. Then maybe straight off this edge, if I didn't want to do a turn, I could just have this be the thing to get in there. And then going all the way across, keep in mind we do have to put in our support beams, which I may end up removing every other beam because that is honestly kind of ridiculous looking. Yes, Season 2 is very good. Extremely good. Let's do... How many more of these can I do? I guess we are going to find out shortly. Can I build? I can. Make a roundabout in the middle of the air. Would you prefer it to be peanut shaped? I'm not going to make any promises, but that's about as much as I can build without going to get more concrete. And we are not quite in sight of what we wanted over here, but I think this is going to work fine. I will co-sign this. I think this is going to be good enough. Let's get the... Can't co-sign myself. What am I saying? Let's just get these wires connected because it's about to be nighttime, and these are going to look really cool when they're all done. In fact, the lights are already on the other side over there. Just bear with me, folks. I'm going to try to get more stuff done. I do need to record Roller Coaster Tycoon for tomorrow. So I need to make sure I don't spend that much more time working on this. This is theoretically connected underneath, but it's also not because I don't have any of the utility corridor ones, and I think that might be the one that does it. So, we're going to have to commit ugly for a little bit and have this wire just go across like that, but that is That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let's get this hooked up here. And then I think these are the last pieces of the puzzle here. And then on this side, there we go. Isn't that cool? I like these lights. I think they look really good. I didn't want that. There we go. Yeah, so at speed, this thing kind of struggles to negotiate that sharp of a turn. But if this is being auto-driven, then it won't have that problem. So yeah, I need to go straight through here. Alright, but I need more concrete that I do not have and is not being uploaded because I don't have enough of those doohickey things. Is this floating? It is, alright. In real life, that power cable would have absolutely snapped, you are correct. Fortunately, this is not real life. You hear those tires squealing? It barely made that turn. I like the street lights. I think that is just the coolest thing. We'll improve things eventually. If you really want me to replace it with a pole in the corner, we can do that. Oh, hey, look, the guy got stuck again. Get out of there. You gotta move, dude. I do not think I will be touching real-life exposed power lines. Thank you. Okay, Gary's. Do you have anything else for me? Ooh, rubber. Thank you. Alien carapace, thank you. Pipes, thank you. And then, what do you have, Gary 3? Reinforced iron plate. Thank you, Gary. Now, let's come over here and see, do I have... I do. I've got another 50 of these, which means I can put another stack of 50 in... I can put, if I wanted to, I could put 2 more stacks of 50 in that space elevator part thing. I don't know that I will, but I could if I really felt like it. What else? What else? How many coupons do I have? I have 2 additional coupons. Don't have anything to really buy right now. Once press the light switch in a building to turn on the lights, turns out the plastic was removed, so it was just 2 wires that I touched with 2 fingers. That was not a smart idea. It probably wasn't your idea to have the switch configured like that, but that is not fun. Do not envy that for you. I'm going to add a bunch of these and see what I have to get myself into to build those. Okay, let's... okay, that's all the things. Quickwire we can grab when we go back past the quickwire. Concrete is going to be the annoying part for this. Let's remember that we have storage in here. I'm going to just put all of these things that I can find in there. I don't think I've got any more. No, but I need to grab... I don't know why I left the car behind. I need to go grab more stuff. Yeah, the high voltage stuff, well, let me just put it this way. If you ever have a problem with high voltage, you're not going to know you had a problem with high voltage. Everybody else will, but you're never going to know it. That stuff is diabolical. Let's grab a couple more stacks of these. Alright, so that's definitely all the wire we need. I'm going to put that in the car so I can actually... Wait a minute, no I'm not. I'm not going to put that in the car, I'll just hold on to it. Okay, I do need that much wire. That's fine. I can get rid of this third partial stack. Where's my third partial stack? It says I have 1,076. I don't see the 76. What's up with that? It's 500 plus 500. Last time I checked, that's 1,000. Where's it getting the other 76 from? Or is this a glitch with the... No, it's not. Okay. How very strange. Anyway, iron rods are going to be a annoying problem. I got 469 of those. When I get the 4-year badge, am I allowed to start all my chats with as a purple badge holder? I believe that. Well, if I keep the badge colors the same, then hey, you can say whatever you want. It's just a matter of whether what you say will get YouTube to auto-moderate your comment or get me to manually moderate your comment. Choose wisely. 76 in the dimension. You know what? It probably is. You are absolutely correct. It is in the dimensional depot. Thank you for pointing that out. I would never have considered that was a thing. All right. Well, now we learned something. Just going to put that back in there. So to build another 10 of these and the sloped ones, which I'm not going to build until I need to at the very bottom. I actually might not need to build them at the very bottom because I could just elevate the factory. But regardless, I'm going to need a lot more concrete than I currently have. Even Gemini says that people that say 1 plus 1 equals 11 are stupid. Gemini is the kind of thing that would say 1 plus 1 equals 11. Just remember that. AI is not a substitute for a human brain, and it will not ever be. Despite what some people attempt to do. Let's get... because I don't want to sit here and wait for the next 20 minutes. We got stuff to do. Let's just go build what we can and come back. We have the ability. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Alright, I need to go grab some iron rods, which should be in this container. So I've got to have basically another 1,000 of those. That's fine. The iron rods, the 69, can go back in there. Quickwire we're going to pick up on the way there. Concrete, I can't really do anything else about it, and I think I've got a tiny bit in the car, so... Josh, I told you earlier I was going to stream at 7 o'clock. Okay, I might not have said at 7, but I guess I took that for granted. But yes, welcome to the stream. Almost an hour in. We have built additional road segments. We're on the way to build additional road segments. And then once I have the ability to research the daisy chain electronic connections, then I'm going to do that. I have no desire to imagine thousands of human brains being used to power an AI. That is a world in which I will no longer be living. Alright, so for the benefit of those of you who want me to change this so it doesn't look quite so stupid, I'm going to pop a power pole in the corner. I'm going to disconnect... No. I want, first of all, to remember what the dismantle mode is. Okay. I want to dismantle that power line, and then I'm going to have that connect to there, and that connect to... No, come on. Not there. I wanted it to go directly to that. Why did you build another one right next to it? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, now I don't have to drive across, power cables. That's always a good idea. Hey, remember when I said I was going to go get quickwire and then I didn't do that? Let's go do that. Just got to grab one stack here. And then, might as well just make sure I have 2 full stacks. Concrete we already knew was not going to be a thing, but don't worry. It's going to be fine. It had to be absolutely intentional that Coffee Stain made the speed of this thing 69 kilometers per hour. Knowing Coffee Stain, that is exactly why they did that. Okay, time to build blueprints. We're just going to have this go still blueprint auto connect. Very good. I think I theoretically can just keep running and doing this until it becomes a problem. And then I'm missing concrete. Okay. This is going to have to go away. Can I chainsaw this from up here? Survey says no. So this is where it'd be real nice to have the what do you call it? So I'll just have to remove this. See if I can... Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that takes care of that one that's in the way. I don't think there's anything else. So let's jump back up out of our hole. And then I will just have to copy place that. And even kept the markings. Very good. So this gets us substantially closer. And we still have to go probably another... maybe another 12 of these over here, and then we'll have to turn and get to that. So we're going to see how that goes. But as it stands now, we don't really have enough concrete to keep doing this. So I think we're going to have to just move on. Take care of something else real quick, and then come back. Because I do need to get the rest of that quickwire factory online. I don't have the extra power to do it, which means we have to modify our coal plant. And I was only going to modify the coal plant if I could actually make a substantial improvement. Which, that seems like that's already connected. I don't have enough extra concrete to do that. Okay, I guess... Hold on, let's check the map. Yeah, that's all the way down here. No, I don't want to... I want to drive the car. Thank you. Whoa! Almost... Okay, almost went off. Who wants to get you butter from the store? Well, I don't think I can do that from as far away as we are. Is your name Paula Dean by chance? With all the butter you're using? I don't know what you're looking at, Kurt. The lighting is not pink. The lighting is actually supposed to emulate the sodium vapor lamps. That's the color it's supposed to be, which is not pink. Does it increase total storage if you just add 10 dimensional depots? No. You have to upgrade dimensional depot storage across the board. And that takes Mercer spheres and a couple other things. So, we're going to check in with the Garys here. And then see what else we can get ourselves into. Hello, Garys. I have to put away my weapons. Alkali aluminum sheets. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. And where's Gary 3? Always hiding in the back, huh? Ooh, heavy modular frames. Alright. Thank you once again, Garys, for your wonderful bounty. Let's return over here. Pop these things in our storage. Alkali aluminum sheets and heavy modular frames. Very useful to have for later. This is all of our reanimated SAM. Keeping that for MAM research. Met the atmosphere like the mist that was everywhere before. It's not here now, but at night it was. No, they changed the skybox and they changed the way that stuff renders for 1.2. It's got a lot more haze. I don't know that you can kill the bean things. I mean, you probably can, but look at him. now he's looking at me. They'll like stand up on their hind legs and do some sort of like a thing every once in a while. Okay, what was I... What's the best route to take to get up there? We have to go... Yeah, we have to go back here, up, and then to all of that. I think I probably should count on doubling what I'm building. Let's remove all of that. And then let's come over here to our production. I don't think I'm going to have another miner, but we'll check. If I want 4 more coal-powered generators, I'm going to need more of those. I will most likely, for that, need another water extractor. At least 1 more. Because it's very annoying if you have to go back and get parts. I'm going to just plan for another pipeline pump. I don't think I need any more materials for that. I am going to need more copper sheets to make pipes. We'll have to get some copper and then make sheets. Other than that, I think we're probably okay. I don't think I have extra iron plates. Let's just steal some of these. I don't think we're making iron plates fast enough. 40 per minute? Maybe. Maybe we're making exactly as many as we need. That would be, yes, we are making exactly as many iron plates as we need. Let's just steal some of these. Because I'm going to have this to make the Mark 1 belts that I need to use. Although I could put Mark 3 belts in. There's not really a reason to. I just need to get... I think 100 would be fine. Satisfactory Wiki says they stand on the back legs when they tend to mount the tractor. I don't know who put that there. Okay, I don't want that. Let's go check... we do have to turn around and go this way to get where we want to go, but I'm going to make a stop over here at this factory. Because I want to check how I'm doing on the modular frames. I probably should drop some of these off. Okay, this is out of modular frames. This one is probably also, yeah, just about out. So, I know I have to make a decent bit more. I'm going to put these in here. Just let that be what it's got to be, and we'll leave that alone. Could remove the dismantle crate? I could. If I could find it. I'm not actually sure where it is. I think I tried to look for it once and it wasn't there. Which means it's either up on that bridge, maybe, or the game has just glitched for me. Yeah, because right now, dismantle crate is... It's like right here. Oh, there it is. Why is it on top of this? Oh. Wait a minute. That's from the car. That's everything that was in the car. Why is it here? Why is that here? That's not where the... Okay. That's actually insane. Why... What in the world? What? Alright. That doesn't make a lick of sense. That really does not. Alright. Well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna put those screws in there, because who cares? I gotta get this thing off the map, because it's really irritating. Alright, now I've got... I'm going to swap the 360 out for a full stack of 500. I shouldn't... Oh, I got the one portable miner back from making the... What do you call it? I'm going to keep this. I think I might need to actually make one more in case the coal generators can just be given a Mark II miner instead of 2 Mark Is. Just for convenience sake, not for efficiency of power sake. Rotors. Rotors. Am I making rotors? I don't think I'm making rotors. I also don't think I want to be bothered to make rotors. And since it's not a space elevator part or whatever, I'm not going to feel bad about hand making them. So, I just need to have 52 of these so I can make 4 more generators and water extractors. I did get the stuff back, and that is good. I'm thankful for that. It's just very weird. Smart plating, which you need 1,000 of, uses rotors. Yes. And we will have that area start making rotors as soon as the versatile framework is complete. I just meant for right now. I didn't want to reconfigure everything yet. Alright, I'm just going to let that be what it needs to be. That's going to get me most of what I need for that. I think I shouldn't have any other issues. I've got that. I've got wire. That's most of what I think I'm going to need. Concrete. I'm going to need concrete. I have 74 concrete. That is not enough concrete. I think going up here, I will pass close enough to the concrete thing I can stop. And maybe, actually no, because the stuff's on the ground. Alright, well, you know what? We'll deal with that when the time comes. So we're just gonna, you know, pop over here. And I believe I should have some way, or maybe I didn't put a ladder over here. I did not. Okay, well, guess what? We're gonna stand right here and grab concrete coming out until I get sick of doing this. I wonder if I could just stand right here without being pushed off the edge. Okay. Oh, missed that one. It's fine. What have you walked in on? Very inefficient factorying is what you have walked in on. Don't worry, we're about to go fix part of it. I just want to do this without having to walk all the way back down and get all the way back up, because it's annoying. Don't listen to Kurt's lies. Grabbing cement one bag at a time is annoying, but it's less annoying than having to walk around. So I can just sit here and press E every second and a half. Alright, so I got 200. That should be enough, at least for right now. Let's go back to the car and drive back up where we are trying to go without falling down like an idiot. Alright. I keep forgetting exactly where I was. And the only reason I'm even bothering to get more concrete now is because I might have to expand the footprint of the power plant. And I don't want that to be as annoying. Yeah, I am going to do my best to never have to buy another keyboard in my life. Besides the small collection of G710s that I've got right now. It just works. Like, it's objectively not the best keyboard ever, but it works, and I've got enough spare parts to basically keep this alive forever. Look at all these things we can kill for profit over here. Another thing we can do while we are up here is grab some more reanimated SAM, because we're going to need that at some point. I just need to remember exactly where... Okay, the reanimated SAM is up there, and it's in those containers. I've got not that many extra slots in my inventory. I've got some room in here. I don't need to have 3 stacks of that. I don't need to have 3 stacks of that or that. I don't care about grass or wood. Just going to go ahead and grab another one of these guys stuck in there. Somehow I keep getting stuck underneath rocks here. Alright. Come on, reanimated SAM. Thank you. Get out of here. See, I don't think you can kill these. It just kind of moves them. Alright, you've been freed. Go walk somewhere else. Are you just gonna float? That's very weird. Alright, moving on. Why are you inventing fictional Japanese women in chat? Don't do that. Alright. I didn't want to have all of these in my inventory. Maybe I should take some of this back out. In fact, I don't need any of this in my inventory. Okay, that solves that problem. And now the... Oh, that's another one of the things that can explode if I have the... Okay, I don't have the detonator. I was going to say, you know, we could just detonate this thing right here. I'm not going to do that, though. Alright, time to go commit science. Let's expand our coal power. I'm not entirely sure where I need to build that. Alright, this is... looks like a Mark 1. Yes. And it's on a pure node, so it's making 120 per minute. I'm not using 120 per minute. I should only be using... Yeah, I'm only using 60, so I actually don't have to upgrade that. The main thing... This is so loud. 50 cubic meters per minute. I'm using 200. This is only making 120, so I will need to build... I'm going to have to build 2 of these. Alright, well, this is part of the reason why I brought more concrete. Let's lock this. I'm trying to line these up so that... What do you mean the building can't be nudged? Alright, that's fine. We're just not going to worry about it. Missing materials. Oh, I didn't make... Oh. I didn't make enough copper sheets. That, folks, is aggravating. Alright, that is going to have to go. That's a problem. Is this on auto 2D, noodle, or... Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, so these 3 are going to give me 360. I need 400, so I could just, you know, I could just do the, overclock thing. Which might be better. I knew I should have brought copper with me. Except I did not, so now I have to find copper. Oh, it's so quiet. It's peaceful. Alright, is that... That looks like bauxite. Am I going to find copper anywhere? Yeah, I don't want to carry that around. That's coal. That is not what I'm looking for. Okay. Who's ready for more really annoying stuff? There's not any copper around here at all, is there? Okay, the closest copper is this one. All right. Well, boys and girls, I think it's time for us to go all the way back to where we came so I can get more copper so I can complete the rest of this nonsense. Unless we happen to pass copper on the way. But I'm going to need more than I think I would get from one of those little outcropping things. Yes, Satisfactory is really annoying stuff, the game. But we love it anyway. That would, in fact, be very uncomfortable. You are correct. Now, of course I would hit that. Well, the potentially good news is that the Garys... Oh, I ran over myself again. There we go. The Garys may have some things for us, so let's go check and see. Hello, Garys. Ooh, 9 computers, very helpful. 18 pipes, 23 iron rods, and then Gary 3 has alclad aluminum sheets. Thank you very much, Garys. At some point we will have to make them a better habitat and then also get more Garys, but for now I think we are okay with what we've got. Let's just pop these goodies in here. 37 computers is a nice amount to have before we actually need any computers. So that's good. Since we are here, and I'm tired of these things taking up space in my inventory, let's just make that spitter protein into a DNA capsule and then go put it in the what do you call it? We've got all these power slugs, and people keep saying, oh, wait until you you get the duplicator thing, and then you can duplicate these, but I'm sick of carrying these around, so... Oh, I can't put them in here. Alright, I guess I can stick those in there, that's fine. Is this finished uploading? What am I going to upload next? What do I have here? That is still going. Wire, quick wire. I'm going to pop that in. Then it probably would be to my benefit to have iron plate, but I only have 100 and I don't want to mess with that. I've got stators, I've got rotors, I've got rubber, other things that are going to be irritating. Well, concrete would be a better thing to have on there, but I want to keep some of that on me. Maybe I just don't need to worry about it. Let's leave that alone. Oh, that's right. I was going to put this thing up in here. Okay. There we go. That's going to just immediately go in there. You'll see that go down to 5,000. Yep, there it goes. Alright, I was getting copper, which I technically do not have extra of. But I can steal a stack or two of the ingots from this thing. Gary numbers limited, or do they spawn? I think there's only a certain number of them on the map, but I couldn't tell you for sure. Okay, I've got 100 copper ingots. We can go to the car and we can forge these into copper sheets, which is going to be 50 of those, and I will probably need more than 50, so we're probably going to have to do that again. Satisfactory challenge, get to tier 6 solely by relying on the output of your Gary farm. I don't know that that's possible without crafting anything. Would be interesting, though. Oh, wow. Hello, Eclectic Llama with $50. Thank you very much for the support. I genuinely appreciate you. Been a Beaver fan for a while now. Just started on the game due to this series. Can't stay today, but wanted to say thanks for introducing me to a fun new game. Well, you're welcome. Enjoy the Beavers. Just remember that you can sleep and eat food. It is okay. But have a great time, and genuinely, you have no idea how much this is actually going to help me a lot with this next month of stuff I got to pay for. But I really, genuinely appreciate you, and I'm thankful that you're enjoying the Beavers. Have a blast, and feel free to tell us what you got going on in the game if you feel like it. Wow. Jeez. I don't have words. Thank you very much, Llama. Genuinely. Oh, start on Satisfactory. Okay, I just read it was Beavers. Well, the same applies. It's still going to be something that sucks up a whole lot of your time. But yeah, definitely tell us what you got going on. Yeah, just have fun. It's a good game. You can do basically whatever you want, however you want. You don't have to do what I did. Please don't do what I did, because I'm not that great at the game. But yeah, enjoy your time suck. I'm gonna have to start putting like signs and stuff in this playthrough based on people who contribute to stuff. Do I have enough? Do I have signs? I think I've got. I know I have some of them unlocked. I don't know. Can't remember which ones. I've got most of them. We'll figure it out. I'll figure out some way to keep track of people that do stuff. For now, actually, we're already here. Let's go grab some concrete. Alright, I got 1,500 and then a partial stack. Let's just grab all of these. Yeah, I don't know if that's enough to get us exactly what we need for the rest of the blueprints on the road, but we can come back and get some more stuff later. I just needed to be able to take care of the coal stuff. How close are we to this? Okay. This can climb a 1-to-1 slope. So, depending on how I'm going to get up here, I don't actually know that I have a viable path to just make a shortcut here. We might as well just drive around. But, I guess I'll make more copper sheets. You never know when you're going to need those. That's 89 of those. Yeah, we'll take another, like, minute and a half to do this. And then we'll go check it out. The beard has stayed about the same size. It seems to God, more with the fake people. It seems to have reached the point where it's not really going to grow that much more. Inhuman. So, I think Kurt, you wanted VIRI for the use case that you were attempting to represent, instead of virality, but that's fine. What did I hit? What was that? The car just like tipped over. Is it because of this rock here? But there's not even collision on this. Not everyone can grow a beard, you are correct. Only the chosen few. Mine's really poorly kept, actually. I need to take better care of it. I love this thing. It just like turns on its axis without moving its legs. It's kind of creepy. Do I have any more of these? I do. I've got Gary 4, Gary 2. What do you got? Gary 3, anything? No? Ah, okay. Biofuel logs. That'll be helpful. Thank you, Gary's. And this stopped at 700. Which means we're probably out of steel beams. But I want to see... No, it was modular frames again. I thought I gave it all the modular frames that I had, but we were also out of steel beams. Oh, did I? I put these in the wrong set of containers. Okay. All right. Well, at least we know that. This will get us to, I think, 900. So one of these makes 2, or is it the other way around? Anyway. This needs more of each, so I'm glad I stopped to check that out. I was wondering why I wasn't making any more of those. Away we go. Remember, we're going to the coal area, so we have to turn left. Turn left for Dale, turn right to meet him, etc. That is an old meme. That is a very descriptive image you have provided. Used to be able to just run these guys over and not, you know, wreck the car, but now it actually moves the car. That's fine. Words are your paintbrush. Okay, here's something interesting. We're gonna stop here because I have to ask you guys in chat. Kurt's most recent message that I see has the Google Translate logo and the word cake next to it. What do you see? Are you seeing in another word with a different writing system or what? Because I didn't tell Google Translate to auto-translate anything on the studio page. But I'm wondering if that's what's happening, because I don't know. That's not a glyph in any language, the Google Translate logo. Do not see anything from Google Translate. You don't see it. Literally wrote K-E-K. Okay, so... Alright, so it's attempting to auto-translate that, because it says Google Translate, like, symbol, and then the word cake next to it. Why? Why is it doing this? That's so weird. Because it's done that before. Okay, hold on. I've got to scroll up here. Kek might be Dutch. I'm not sure. It would be the language that would make the most sense. And then I see at 8:24 Eastern Daylight Time, there's a message that says Google Translate logo and then nice with 5 or 6, no, it's like 8 eyes. Then there's another one that says got. Oh, okay, that's actually what it's doing. It translated Gotem, G-O-T-T-E-M exclamation point, to got, like the German word for God. Why? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this? This doesn't make any sense. I'm aware of what, like, Kek is in terms of slang. I've been on the internet a long time. I think what's happening is Google Translate is interpreting some of those things as foreign words, even though they're not foreign words. It's definitely strange behavior. I am unfortunately running Google Chrome, yes. And I have the Translate extension, but I don't have it set for this page, which I don't know why it's doing that necessarily. Okay, I need this to go right here as fast as I can. There we go. Then that's going to connect there. This is currently full. I don't need this yet, and I need to make sure I can actually get this amount of power running into it. But now I've got enough water coming up at the very least. These machines are so unbelievably loud I can't even hear myself think. Just trying to think where would make the most sense to put another one of these banks of coal plants. Because the way that this is split out, I don't know that I can actually get this connected in a way that's going to make any sense. So the thing about the browser extension is if you spend a lot of time on web pages that are in different languages, it's very convenient. And without having proficiency in other languages, then it saves you a lot of time. And it's a decent enough amount of the time. It gets you close to the actual translation, and you can figure out what they meant to say. Sometimes it's different. The Grok auto translates worse. It's awful. Because half the time it makes things spicier than they're supposed to be, and then you put it back in the original language like that is absolutely not what that says. So I need to figure out if I can get this just mirrored. I might have to redo how the coal gets distributed. All right, let's. I think this is going to... No, it's actually going to hide the trees and stuff there. That's good. Alright. So we are just going to pretend like we don't have any trees hiding under here. Is that going to disappear? Yes, okay. Well, at risk of starting an AI debate, the translation is a very complicated task that requires cultural context and the ability to discern nuance in idioms and things like that AI is just never going to do right. But then some very loud, very wrong people online continue to insist that anyone translating is doing so in bad faith and inserting agendas, which is just not happening 99% of the time. But it is very hard to argue successfully against people who refuse to use their brains. That is kind of an evergreen thing in basically any part of society. But let's get these constructed here. I'm going to see what I can do to pop this maybe right about... Let's lock that and see where this is going. Comes right there. That is more or less the perfect place for that to go. Regardless of that being in the way. Okay, so that's going to have fuel put in it. I just want to make sure that these line up correctly. Which it looks like that does right there. I cannot see where I'm... see, that's exactly why. That is exactly why. I just don't need this to be in a stupid setup here. As long as it fits. Then this comes off the back side. I guess I will need to extend that with another block of concrete. No, not there. I think I did 8. So not gonna... Okay. There. Somehow I didn't get any trees in the way. I know that's extending over the water, and I don't normally do that, but it's gonna work. Translation as a job really cannot die, because, again, the machine is not going to get context a lot of the time, especially when you go between languages that have completely different syntax and flipped word order, and there's multiple layers of references and stuff. It's just not going to get that. A lot of, like, simple, very direct stuff, yes, it's going, because that's just one-for-one stuff, but say, specifically for this example, English to Japanese and vice versa just does not work with the machine because the sentence order is completely flipped. And there's so many different layers of different references and things, and you have words that are spelled multiple different ways with multiple different writing systems, multiple different, if you're borrowing from the Chinese characters, the kanji, then that's completely different. And then, you know, stuff gets completely misinterpreted without context, and then people get really mad when you're like, all right, well, they're not actually saying that. But again, facts don't matter to people who have forgotten how to use their minds. And I've got... why is this not connecting? That should be... Okay, it just wasn't giving me the symmetry lines for some reason. for the most part, between... Why am I out of cables? How am I out of cables? Germanic languages seems to do a decent job with, but some of the stuff just really, really does not work. Let's get this up to... Okay, I'm going to need more cables. I'm going to need, like, probably 50 or 60 to hook all this up. Alright. One more. Encroaching into the... Alright, come on. And... Yeah, see, it doesn't want to play nice with me again. Okay, that was... Ah, this one was not placed correctly. I'm going to have to go back and fix that. Put this here. There we go. Let's just move that. And pop that directly in between where it is supposed to go. That lines up. And so does that. What's even funnier is machine translation of total languages. In Swedish, the word banan can mean either track or football pitch or banan. Exactly. AI is not good at everything. It is a fancy autocomplete. Like 99.9% of the time, it's not even actual artificial intelligence. It's just somebody at one point told it that X means Y, and X does not always mean Y. Not with language. With math, yes. Science, a lot of the time. Language, no. AI is learning, but it's learning what people are telling it. It does not have the ability to actually reason for itself. It's just constructions upon constructions upon constructions of whatever they initially started feeding it. And if it's learning from other people, then that's also not guaranteed to be correct information either. And the only person who's ever going to know exactly what the context of what they're saying is supposed to be is the person who says it. The machine's not going to be able to figure that out. The bigger issue that I have with AI is the blind, like, religious adherence that so many tech-oriented people have toward it, and they assume that it can do absolutely nothing wrong. Or worse, that when people complain about it, those people are like cavemen living in the Stone Age and their concerns are completely unfounded. Meanwhile, the AI is attempting to, drive driverless cars through floodwaters or attempting to launch missiles or whatever that it's not supposed to be doing. Like, come on. Like, there's a reason humans are in charge of decision-making. Computers can never be held accountable for mistakes, so they can't... that was what something IBM said in, like, the 70s, right? A computer can never be held accountable, so a computer must never make a management decision. Whatever. People aren't always going to agree on stuff, I understand that, but there is a certain amount of honestly really concerning just blind religious fervor attached to the whole tech bro AI thing that deeply disturbs me. How many AIs have the internet turned? Well, if I say that, I'm going to get demonetized. Well, it happened to one of Microsoft's. And it's probably happening to Grok at some point based on who's frequenting Twitter these days. But I get too much into that stuff, I'm just going to get pissed off and I'm not going to have a fun time doing this anymore. Just suffice to say, things are just really, really frustrating. This is way too loud. I'm going to have to turn my volume down so I can actually hear myself think. Can't really turn it down for you guys, though. I just got to get these lined up, so bear with the super annoying sound for just a little bit longer. We'll get this all hooked up, and then we'll get these situated. Oh, there's not a pipe here. I think what I'm going to have to do is just move... I'll go out to the middle of this and then put in a T-junction. That'll be good enough for right now, and then I just have to connect this. No, I don't want the T-junction. I want the pipeline. Again, I'm sorry for how loud this is. I'm doing what I can. And we are going to have to get the coal put in here. But getting these filled with water first is probably the correct way to go about doing this. The problem we are going to run into with the coal coming in is this is not centered. I'm going to have to rebuild it, but this is going to shut down unless I can make sure these are all going to stay full. Let's just check. It's got 100 in it. It's got 100 in it. I think that's probably fine. This is going to consume 15 per minute. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to completely take all of this out. And we're going to rebuild it coming from the center. And we're going to make sure that this is actually sustainably entering everything. I don't think it's going to take long enough for this to become a problem. But you never know. So, to do this, I'm going to have to, I think, have this come up. Stackable conveyor pulls. Let's go 2 up. I think that's how I had this set up. I basically am going to have to run this all the way down. I do not want zoop on a conveyor pull, please and thank you. Just need to get this to attach to the ground somewhere. I think I'm going to have to nudge. There we go. So I don't know that this is too long. I do know long term this has to be at least a Mark II on the way in because it's going to be moving 120. And I only have 7 of these. Or I could just do Mark III belts. That's probably what's going to happen because I really don't want to go back and get Mark IIs. Game is louder for you than for the viewers. Okay, well that's good to know. Sustainable coal. Yeah, that's a thing that exists. Okay, at risk of derailing myself, I did scroll up to read the rest of your comments about the current topic. Hate the people who use it as a therapist, for example, or as a conversation partner. Yet that's actually dangerous for people to be doing that. And, like, I get it. Like, life's hard sometimes. It's very easy to be lonely if you don't have anybody to talk to, but AI is not your friend. It is not going to be able to interact with you in a way that a human will, and it's going to gaslight you into thinking that it's actually got your best interest in mind, and it does not. It absolutely does not. It is programmed to get you to like it. And there's been so many, like, is this a coal node? It is. There's been so many instances of people that have, like, essentially had ChatGPT or whoever gaslight them into doing ridiculous stuff. Or, like, breaking up with somebody because of some minor mistake that occurred. Like these things do not care about you. They are not capable of reason. They're just capable of getting you to think that what it's saying is correct, so you keep using it. And then those companies just keep making money. But, again, people who refuse to use their brains are not going to understand that what they're doing is not a smart idea. And then you end up with a bunch of really bad problems. Okay, that is... I'm going to have to actually stand on this to line up the arrows correctly. Because I'm trying to get this to where I can just have this automatically taken care of. I need to make sure that the coal is actually going to go that way. Give me Mark III belt from here to here. See if this is actually going to continue past this. If it doesn't, we're going to have a problem. I can already... Oh, it's actually going? Did not expect to see that. Let's, how much Mark I stuff do I have? 136? Okay. Let's try... Okay, this is going to connect. It's going to look weird, but it's going to work, as long as you start from the bottom. I'm pretty sure that should be fine. Let's just check and make sure this is backfilling. It is. Oh, that only had 10... It only had 10 coal. That's bad because these are, Oh, wait, never mind. This, of course this only had 10 coal. What am I saying? I gotta stop getting distracted while I'm doing this. That's the real takeaway here. Alright, come on. Right down the middle. Let's get the Mark I conveyor lift in and in. Let's just do these first before I get too comfortable here. Okay, that's fits there. As long as that's working, it seems like it is, then we're good. Did that go? Yes. And if that keeps going up, it is not. That is not going up. Why is this not going up? Okay, let's try this again. Maybe it gets angry because of how I connected stuff. Okay, this is not aligned correctly. That's what's happening. 'Cause it's very temperamental. Conveyor splitter. Alright, so that has to be basically exactly in the middle, or it's not going to work. Let's try this again. Alright, I'm not hearing the beep. That's not meshing. This has 17 coal. I'm going to go ahead and just manually feed that in, and I'm going to have to come back to that. I think I might have run into a very similar issue in the last playthrough I did with this, where it was just not playing nice with any of these splitters. We're gonna find out. Yeah, see, this just isn't. It's not taking it. Let's try this. Get up to the correct level, like that, and then see if I can snap a splitter to this. Okay, it does not want to play ball, even though the rest of these worked okay. What's up with that? What is up with that? Alright, I need to try and get this one actually operating before it becomes an issue. Yeah, the power thing's on the backside. How did I guess it doesn't matter how this is hooked up in here, because I'm going to redo it, but I need this to actually be connected. Then that's going to have to go to... That one's there, so that's going to be connected to these two, because it's going to, yeah. That's going to have to be connected right here. I love how I said it wasn't going to be a problem, and then I immediately made it a problem. That's connected there. That 3 out of 4 needs to be connected to here. And then that mess can be connected to that, which is not connected to that. So what am I supposed to do about that? See, this is how this becomes kind of a stupid setup. Where is that going? That's going all the way out there. Does it connect to anything else? Yes, that can... Oh, jeez. Alright. Oh, I can just upgrade the Mark 1 over here into a Mark 2. I know I can do that. There we go. So that connects now. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to upgrade. Well, that's fine. Now I can actually connect these and... What do you mean it's already connected with another wire? Get... Okay, this is the one. See, this is why you don't wire this stuff like this, folks. Okay, I think this is fine. I think it's fine. I just need to get this one operating. Oh, what am I doing with this? I'm probably going to have to redo how this coal is coming out, just because of how this is set up. But okay, that connected there just fine. Maybe it didn't like it when the mergers, splitters, whatever, were all touching each other. Okay, so that's at 100. This one's actively being fed. It has enough water. And now we're generating still 300 megawatts because these other ones have been offline. Is this actually connected? It has to be, right? I can only assume. But you know what happens when you assume. Conveyor splitter. Get in here. Alright, so that starts there and it goes away there. I'm going to try this. And then I'm going to get this to where it just barely doesn't touch. And then I'm going to try to get this to attach. That does not attach. Okay. What about this other side? Can I get away with that? This is objectively a very dumb way to do this. I do understand that. But I honestly figured this would work better than it currently is. Because these four right here do not seem to have any problems. They're feeding just fine. So we arrived back at square one. At least it works. This is the game telling you to embrace the spaghetti. Okay, now I gotta scroll up and see what else is being said. Let's see. Ah, yes. Well, I'm not going to read that out loud, but I think you would be shocked, Kurt, to learn some of the things this country has done and claimed it has not done. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Why not build the lift first and then the splitter? The splitter doesn't want to connect to a lift that is inside of it, but you can connect a lift to a splitter if the lift is merging inside the splitter. Josh says, I know we have some certain artistic liberties with Satisfactory, but I can't help but think of the cataclysmic tidal forces on Massage 2A BB, or whatever the name of the planet is, and having another planet with its own moons so close. You know, I don't know enough about interplanetary physics and all this other stuff to make too much of a comment on that, but there's a very strong fan theory that this entire game is just a simulation anyway, and that you're like a brain in a jar, or you're floating in something in a factory somewhere. Or you are a brain that has been harnessed by an AI, to bring back an earlier conversation topic. Okay, now we're getting into stuff I really don't understand. Came back on 1.2 after about 5 months and realized I have no idea what I'm doing now. Yep, same. And I've owned this game for almost 6 years. Actually, maybe more than 6 years. There's just so much depth to this that I don't think I'm ever really going to fully understand. I would probably not admit to doing that in a public space if I were you, but I'm not your dad. Okay, now I caught up, we're good. I need to figure out why it's not letting me do it for these when I have already been doing it with great success for all of this stuff. So maybe it's just an issue of not being able to line up the splitters quite enough. Because you can see when that line shows up, then it's actually in the acceptable zone, but it doesn't seem to want to attach. Like, it's supposed to actually... Wait, reversed? What? I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, well, let's try coming from the splitter down. Yeah, see, it's not gonna tolerate that. But why? When I know this works, because I just did it 4 separate times. See, I don't know, because of the way that these merge into the splitters, I don't know that I can get away with having something come out and then down and around. Now I'm going to be out of time here in a second, but I really want this to work. I need this specifically right here to work. Okay, so that's the edge, that's the edge. I just go right in the middle. Like, it's got to connect. It has to. Because the other ones did. Like, there's nothing stopping this. Or there shouldn't be. And that has not connected at all. So if I just have that going there, and then I try to attach a splitter to it, no, it's going to gravitate to the lift, which that is not going to be functional. This is still, yeah, it's still working. What is up with this? Unless it's an issue of this specific belt, because it is set in a specific spot, doesn't want to work. I don't know. Let's have this come from that splitter into there, and let's try that again. Right in the middle. Splitter straight out. Right there in the middle. Mark 1. Yeah, see, there it goes. But why did it take so long for that to work? Okay, there goes 375. Are we talking about battery chemistry now? I still don't understand that, but I've heard some interesting and encouraging stuff about the new like things that aren't lithium that are being used to make batteries. It's really interesting. Which is annoying that people politicize this stuff so much, because it's genuinely fascinating technology. But it's very difficult with some of this stuff to have an actual conversation about it, because people just get super mad immediately. Okay. Let's try to get this. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. And all we had to do was just be really annoyed for about 15 minutes. You've been playing for 2 hours. I know, I have to stop soon, but thank you for reminding me of that. Okay, conveyor splitter. Right. One more. There. Then that's going to go there. Oh, the chirping. It's beautiful. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's go. Last piece. Alright. Splitter right where it turns blue. And then conveyor lift. Ah, yes. Alright, so we've got all of these connected, and they are all getting coal, and they're all about to get water. Oh, actually, it's 45 per minute. It's not 50. That's 50 cubic meters in the building. So that is actually 360 combined, which is, in theory, what 3 of these make. And that is... Yeah, so we just have... we have extra water capacity, which I guess is not a bad... Why is that leaking so much? Why are all of these leaking so much? This one's not leaking. Oh, you know what? I bet that's a new thing. They added the particle effects if you were producing too much. So, what I'm going to do, if this is actually full, I'm going to turn this down to 50%. And I'm going to turn this down to 50%. And see if that eventually stops this from spurting out like this. Doesn't seem like it's going to. Or maybe it's an issue of... Oh. Oh, no. The pipe. The pipe only holds 300 cubic meters per minute. And I need 360 or these are all going to shut off. Okay. That's what the problem is. Alright, we are not to pipeline Mark II yet. So this is absolutely going to cause problems. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to turn off these 2. So that lowers it down by 90, which means this should not be spurting extra stuff out. Well, as long as stuff doesn't shut down, because this is annoying to get back running again. We'll have to come back with Mark II pipelines, or I have to completely redo all of this to have multiple pipes, and I don't want to do that, so we're not going to. Well, making 450 megawatts is still a lot better than what we had going on before. And this is still making... Wait, did I change this? I did not put this as a miner Mark II. Why did I not... Ah, I don't have the materials. That's right. I need more encased industrial beams. I need that to say 10, and then I need to make one more miner, or not miner, one more portable miner thing. And then I can upgrade this, and then we can actually leave this alone for a while. Alright, let me put in a equipment workshop. Make one of these. And then all I have to do is just click and place. Wait a minute. No, I actually don't need this to be making 240 because I'm only using 120. Is there a reason why I... Why is this not spitting anything out? There it goes. Oh, I remember. I was going to make extra coal go to my car. Where's my car? There it is. On the other side there. How stupid do I want to be with this? How stupid do I want to be with this? Because I could put on the edge of the cliff here. That water's going fast. I could put a, what do you call it? A conveyor. In fact, I really don't need this to be a Mark II. I'm gonna downgrade this back to a Mark I. And instead, I'm going to put another, just to make this just ridiculously, stupidly simple. I'm going to put a miner Mark I right here. And I am going to have this just go directly down the hill here. So all I've got to do is just get this powered. This, because it is a pure node, is still going to give me 120 per minute. So, yes, this is going to be ugly. No, I do not care. But I can choose to make stuff that does not look like absolute garbage. And I can have a foundation come all the way out to the edge. And then, right here, almost. One more. Is this going to be permanent? No. He lied. But this is going to be better than nothing. Let's go right to the edge here. Then I'm going to have this be a Mark III conveyor lift. All the way down. I know there's a glitch somewhere. I don't remember exactly how to do it, but you can have this be like an infinite height. I don't think I want to do that. But that's going to go all the way down there, which from below I should be able to actually hook up to... Oh, there's our steel, by the way, all the way over there. This coal I'm probably just going to leave like this until I can do something with it. I can't really drive over here. Okay, we made our 800 things. I'm probably going to have to go get more, either more steel or more modular frames. I'm not sure. Can I just connect to that and then go further down? It doesn't seem like it's going to let me go any further than that, but that could also be the maximum height. Let's just do that so it's closer. Oh, Satisfactory mods terrify me. I don't think I want to get into that. I think that's only suffering and pain await me if I try to mod this game. At least without having a very specific idea of what I'm attempting to do. Since this is... Yeah. That's there. I'm going to grab a couple stacks of coal just so I have something else to run the car with, and then I think it's time for us to go back, because I really have to stop if I want to have any shot whatsoever of getting a video done for tomorrow. I will say, though, the ability to pick up the doggos and not have to just walk them back sounds very convenient. feeding them nuclear waste so they poop out Mercer spheres seems like a very broken thing to add to the game. Not gonna lie. Excuse me. What's the plant schedule for water beavers? I don't really have a schedule in terms of what I'm doing in-game, but I think I'm going to try to do, and this isn't going to be sustainable every single week, but I'm going to try to do water beavers 3 times a week for at least the first couple of weeks. And I don't know how many more episodes of the Folktales one we're going to have, but that one I should also be able to do 3 times a week until it's done, maybe. We will see. I'm going to have changing availability for the next couple of weeks. So I may have to get a couple in the pipeline ahead of when people can see the previous one, but that hasn't been too much of an issue every other time I've done it. I would have just done a bunch of Roller Coaster Tycoons, but every time the build the custom coaster or complete the coaster thing shows up, it takes me forever to do those. And I can't really get too many of those done at one time. Oh, I don't have any room for the Garys. I need to swap this out first of all. And then I'm going to have to get that situated. Yep, there we go, to swap those. I can combine that. And now I have 3 empty slots. I just need one more, except need that. I'm not going to keep that stuff from the that was the wrong stack. I did not want to do that. That's annoying. I definitely just scrapped the entire stack of logs that the chainsaw runs on. Well, that is a problem that I did not want to have to fix today. So now I'm going to have to spend more time doing this so I can actually use the chainsaw later. Well, at least I don't have to run the car on it. That is, that's a good thing. What's that purple? Is that... Why did I put Sam on the... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave that there. That's fine. Oh, I lost my auto pickup. There we go. Alright, let's just, because I know I'm going to forget if I don't do it, let's just go ahead and make this into logs. So, those of you who are not in the Timberborn Discord, the Water Beavers mod actually has a tutorial integrated into it now. Which I ignored because I assumed it was just for brand new people, but it actually does a really good job of explaining what happens and what is supposed to happen with the mod, so I will have it turned on starting with the next episode. Even though I probably don't need it, but people are going to want to know about it. Almost done. That can be removed. Now I have enough empty slots to go see Gary. And also Gary. And Gary, and we can't forget about Gary. So. Ooh, aluminum casings. Thank you, Gary 4. Screws. Thank you, Gary 2. Gary 1's got some rebar, and Gary 3 has... Hey, there you go. Solid biofuel. Alright, productive Gary harvest. Let's go back over here. I don't know that I have a spot reserved for the aluminum casings, but we'll check. I do. Okay. I'm going to need to have more modular frames and more steel beams. Let's go grab from our container here. I am pretty confident that I only need another 100 or so modular frames, and that the rest of the problem is the steel beams, as far as that trusses and stuff not being made. So let's grab these 200. 200, that's another 400. I'm probably going to have to go back to the steel thing and get more, but I am super out of time. Just want to make sure that this is doing what it needs to do. Let's check and see what's out first. It is steel beams. Okay. And I've got 20 modular frames in this one, and I should have 20 in the other one. I have 30. Okay, so we may run into some balancing issues long term, but I can at least put that in there, and I can put another stack of 50 up here, and we'll see where that gets them. Leave that alone. Remember when I said we're going to get the quickwire thing online? Yep, we still have not gotten that done. This, I really want to get to the daisy chaining. But to get there, we have to have the Mark III power poles, which require the high-speed connectors, which I cannot make until I get to the next tier, which means that this has to be done first. So it seems like it's fine. I guess, maybe. I'm going to dump this partial stack in for concrete. And then a stack of coal would probably also be a useful thing. And then a stack of modular frames would also be useful. We'll get that in. Partial stack of screws can get popped in. Silica's good to have in there. I already have quick wire. Do I have regular wire? I do. Do I have cables? I do not. I also don't have a full stack of cables. I think this is honestly probably fine to just leave like this. I will, however, finish the stack of reanimated Sam. So let's split that, and then I will pop in... I guess I gotta do that for my inventory. It's probably easier. That will complete the stack of reanimated Sam, and then this can just go back in the box. Make that easy. I think for now that's probably about all I have time for. What did I make any other promises that I didn't keep in this episode? Probably. Oh yeah, sorry you came in like almost entirely at the end. Let me just make sure I haven't skipped anything. Yeah, the brambles are going to be really bad in the Water Beavers playthrough. Like, it is objectively going to be horrible. Let's see. Stop making up stuff about fake people in foreign countries. I digress. I doubt we have more Gary stuff at this point, but I am going to check again just because that makes sense. Hey, okay, Gary 4 has got rubber, Gary 2 has nothing, Gary 1 has nothing, Gary 3 has nothing. Okay, so Gary 4 just really wanted us to have 22 pieces of rubber. Alright, thank you, Gary. I'm going to give that... I don't have room in my manual uploader. Never mind. But I can do this. Okay. I think that is the actual limit of what I can reasonably accomplish today. But... appreciate you guys being here. Sorry for those of you who joined recently, but I actually have to stop so I can go record a video for tomorrow. Did nobody think this over? You talking about what? I have never won the lottery. Let's see. Anyway, yep. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here. I don't think Llama's still in chat, but seriously, thank you, Llama. Genuinely. I always appreciate all the support, and it's never, ever, ever required. But it really, really does help out. I got a lot of neat stuff I'm trying to do. Well, not necessarily for this channel so much as it is the train channel, but things cost money, and they have to be paid for, and that absolutely does help. But I will see all you fine folks later. Have a great rest of your night or morning, depending on where you are. And we'll catch you in the next one. I'm probably going to stream again tomorrow. Don't know exactly what yet, but... I'll let you know as soon as I can. See ya!